We are live. It is 10:05 a.m. First pitch between KU and Creighton, game 2 of this series. It's Ryan Pribula on the mound for the Jayhawks, and KU's looking to keep the streak going. They won 5-2 yesterday, standing in Colin Bentley, the second baseman, donning the number 18 for Creighton. Mason Coons here with you, along with our new partner for today, Luke Neerling. Luke, how are we doing?
We're doing great. We're doing great. It's a beautiful day, a little bit windy, but it's a nice morning.
A nice morning it is. A lot less wind today than yesterday, and it's a little bit warmer, so it's 2-0. There's a called strike one. So Bentley's, you hear him asking, he says, where was that at? So it's top of the zone. Maybe a bigger zone yesterday. So it hacks through this one. Evens the count, 2-2. This one is a check swing, but he went all the way, throw down to first, and strikeout, wild pitch. Nonetheless, out number one.
Started off behind the cone there, and pitcher battled back and got him.
That is Pribula. Yesterday it was McGovern on the mound. This one's a sky-high pop-up, hooking towards the fence. It comes back, and that is Brody Jeffers over there at third base, making the play in foul territory, so quickly 2 away. Yesterday was big pitching and defense emphasis day. If you remember last year in Omaha, it was quite the opposite. There's not much defense, a lot of walks, a lot of runs, and yesterday was a clean game all around. Pitchers like myself, an enjoyable one to watch. If you're a fan of offense, probably not your game. This is Drew Oleshko, the center fielder. First pitch he sees is a breaking ball, and he just a tad bit early.
Yeah, those games with all those runs, definitely a lot more, obviously, enjoyable to watch. But you got to kind of marvel those games where pitching is on fire. And obviously, as a pitcher like yourself, it's something that's great to see.
And have the best of both worlds. This one is in the dirt. Before we get too far along, I will say today the camera is once again causing issues, so we're just going to go radio style. Breaking ball just a bit away from Pribula. 2-1, so it worked yesterday well with the camera, just doing it on radio style, so I don't expect any issues today.
Doing a KJHK 2.0 here with no camera, and you got to walk, Mason.
Early walk. Don't want to see that, but hey. Will give us Carter Guillante, the left fielder, donning the number 20 in the cleanup spot. I talked to Brian Haney last year, my freshman year. He came as a guest speaker for one of our KJHK meetings, and he told us that here's a line drive to left field going back, and it's over his head against the wall. Zach Mull couldn't get there. Rounding third is Oleshko. He will score, so it's a 2-out double. An early 1-0 Creighton lead.
An absolute rope, just smoked it over the head of left fielder there for Kansas.
That is Zach Mull in left field.
That was a tough catch, though. Definitely a tough catch. Especially early in the game. You got to get him warm.
Obviously, I'd give it just a nice piece of hitting.
Yeah.
But I'll try and finish my story. We talked yesterday how you never started a story with 2 outs. But we'll do it anyway. But Brian Haney, he told us that covering baseball on the radio is one of the hardest things you can do. Here's a hack and a miss by Fisher. It's Nick Fisher, the right fielder, number 52. in that navy blue Creighton uniform with baby blue piping. He said if you can be good at radio baseball, then you can be good at just about everything. Fisher is quickly down 0-2.
Some good wisdom, and as you can see, we're going to have that opportunity today with no camera.
Oh, 2 to the Blue Jays right fielder, and this one's sent back up the middle, and it's coming into the center fielder, Eli Wilson, and hangs up just long enough for him to make the catch. So 1 run, 1 hit for Creighton. After the top of the first, they lead it 1-0. KU coming up. To help you. Bottom half of the first ready to go. Again, no video today. It's just going to be radio style, as the lighting for our cameras still can't get it fixed. So it's Grant O'Doherty, the shortstop. First pitch is chopped on the ground to first. And a race to the bag is won by Guffey.
Swing at the first pitch there.
Indeed he did, and 1 pitch, 1 out. 1-0 Blue Jays at top of the first inning. Pribula was able to get the first 2 outs, and then a walk and a double is how Creighton has their first tally. So after O'Doherty grounds out, he'll hand it to Zach Mall, and the first pitch is tipped into the catcher's glove. He's behind 0-1. Another chopper to the right side. Tough play for the second baseman, but it's in time. That's Bentley, and quickly 2 away.
2 pitches, 2 outs. That's interesting here for the Jayhawks as number 35 comes up to the plate.
Justin Orloff, the first baseman, was switched last second to the DH. And Alex Raylene will take his spot. KU's looking for a little bit of two-out magic of their own, called strike.
Last week, I bet the Jayhawks had a good time in, where did they go to? Florida last week?
Panama City, PCB, Panama City Beach, for the Swing into Spring tournament.
But the boys had a good time there.
It's a big hit. So they've been down there a few years in a row now. A lot of teams go down there. It's different every year, but it's nice to play somebody different every once in a while. This one is In the Dirt from Drew Meyer, the Creighton pitcher. KU wearing all white today with their royal blue hats and the Warhawk logo. Another chopper down to the Creighton dugout. Rules foul. Try and go quickly here, but have Luke give us a defensive outlook, see who's in the field for Creighton today.
Yeah, for the defense, Creighton's got
right here.
they got a Meyer, number 42, at the pitching spot. Then they're gonna go down to catcher John Frost, number 3. Back up to first base and second base is Eli Guffey.
Ground ball to short. Easy play, a little bit of a high throw, but Guffey brings it down. That will end the inning. Still 1-0 Creighton, and we'll finish that defensive look when we come back.
There you go. I hope so.
So we are back here in the top of the second inning. Still 1-0 Creighton. Standing in is Alex Villegas, the designated hitter with the number 2 on his back in that left-handed batter's box. The first pitch he sees is a called first strike. Let's take a look at our defensive positioning for KU.
For Kansas, pitcher Ryan Pribula, catcher Nato, first baseman Raylene, second baseman McGovern, third baseman Jeffers, and then shortstop O'Doherty, and then the outfield are going to go Mall, Kay, and Wilson.
Thank you, Luke. So we go here now. It's 1-2. Strike and a ball to Villegas. Did not play yesterday, drawn into the lineup for the second game of this series again. KU took Game 1 by a final score of 5-2 on some late inning magic. 3 runs in the 8th, and that proved to be the difference. 2-2. On the ground to short, O'Doherty with a couple of steps chucks it across. That is Raylene over at first base, and leadoff ground out is how we start the second.
Hoping they could get that spark from Villegas in today's lineup, possibly be the game changer.
So I'm looking at my card. I see Nick Fisher and Alex Villegas are the only two new hitters, new people in the lineup for Creighton. Otherwise, it's the same as yesterday. And so this is Brady Schmidt, the third baseman, 17, and the first pitch is in the dirt. Called strike one.
Wind not doing a whole lot right now. It looks like it's blowing out to center field.
Easy breeze, shouldn't have too much of an effect. Another breaking ball bends in there, and Pribula's up 1-2. No batting gloves.
Interesting.
Little squibber down the first base line, and it won't spin fair. In fact, it spins towards that Jayhawk dugout on the first base side.
Batting gloves, something I always use, Mason. I could not use batting gloves.
Before I was moved to a PO, strictly pitcher only, I was big on batting gloves until I didn't really start until probably my sophomore year of high school. That was really the last year that was the last year that I was a hitter, and then I became a PO. But also the first year that I used batting gloves, my freshman year before, pretty sure I just went skin and bones. A wave and a miss at a fastball above the zone from Schmidt.
So I haven't been to go skin and bones. Just straight cheddar.
High cheese. Hardest pitch to lay off, especially if you're playing MLB The Show. 2 away for Eli Guffey. This one's inside, and that Creighton dugout's yelling. He says, "Wear it."
That's how you scare them away.
Little pop up towards the first base side, and making the play is Raylene in that first base coach's box. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays. To the bottom of the second, they lead 1-0. second. All right. Ready to go in the bottom of the second after making that play to end the top of the second. Alex Raylene, the first baseman, stands in that cleanup spot. Switch up our cards here. 1-0. This one misses low and in. Same umpiring crew as yesterday. However, our home plate umpire for game one is in the field, so they have switched roles. Hot shot over to the third base, and what a play by the coach in the third base box. Definitely bonus points for that.
Kansas fans and bench alive right now is someone in the crowd chanting "I love you" halfway through the inning there.
And you will see that if you're new here to club baseball. It's a lot of fun, a lot of just relaxed baseball. 2-2. On the ground, deflects off the pitcher right to short, and going to be a tough break for Raylene as he is thrown out to start the second.
Meyer's doing a great job here early, getting balls on the ground. Can't do much with those, but just hope they find a nice little spot in the infield.
You got to use your defense. They say you should never try, and it's unrealistic to expect to do it all yourself on the mound. So you got to have good defense.
For sure.
Sometimes they'll bail you out.
And they've been making plays, Mason. They've been making plays here early. Some nice scoops, throws across the mound.
Called strike, and this is the 11th inning of the weekend, and apart from a couple of errors on each side, it's been really a fielding clinic. This one's punched out foul into the screen.
Errors are a little bit more accepted in club baseball. We're not all perfect.
At the end of the day, you want to win, but obviously not nearly as, how do I say, it's competitive, but not nearly as, not the end of the world, I should say, if you lose. Guys are just having fun on a weekend. This one's low and fills the count.
Definitely. Nothing's better than, a game, 2 games on the weekend, beautiful day outside. It's just a great time.
Payoff pitch is on the ground, a steamer right back up the middle, and that is Owen McGovern with the first hit of the day for KU.
On 3-2 count there. Pitcher just hung it up across the middle of the plate, and he just smoked it up the middle.
The McGovernor yesterday pitched for KU, went 8 innings, 2 earned with 7 strikeouts, and got the win. Called strike for Brody Jeffers, the third baseman. He's new in the lineup today, did not play yesterday. He is playing third. And he watches this one skip in over the plate. 1-1 count. And I started to touch on it earlier, but since we were on the topic of having fun and a good time and more relaxed, we'll let this pitch go. Checked his swing. He did not go, so it's 2-1. But if you remember last year when we were up at Creighton, it was right during the start of the Minecraft movie, so there was a lot of lines and kind of interesting comments being yelled back and forth between the dugouts in reference to that. Fill me in. He's like, they're talking about the Minecraft movie, so.
Trevor always on top of things.
It's 3-1 back into the stands behind us.
Good amount of fans there for Kansas for being a early-ish game. I don't know how many live in Lenexa or commuted from Lawrence or wherever.
3-2, caught him looking and kind of froze him on the breaking ball. Jeffers is down with a backwards K. And right on cue, we have Carson K. Another new man in that Kansas lineup. And he is in right field. Strike one. You mentioned there's a lot of people here. Maybe even more than we had yesterday on a Sunday morning. Maybe coming after church.
Right.
Baseball games. Little flare come back towards us. The catcher, Frost, is there. Nice play. Didn't throw the mask. Made the play. That will end the inning. No runs on one hit from McGovern, and KU still trails 1-0.
For sure.
Top half of the third. 9-1-2 for Creighton, and leading off is the shortstop, Charlie Schrag. He watches this one away, and so I'm gonna correct it. I believe it is Schrag. It's what they are saying in the Creighton dugout. Say, let's go Schrag, let's go Schrag.
Yeah, I guess so. It could be announced many ways. I was thinking Shraji, but that doesn't sound right.
It's always a mystery with the last names, and again with our super highly intelligent resource production truck that we have, not as easy to foul tip into the glove.
Big production truck, about like 2-3 feet long.
But hung on to, but it is hard to, and I can say as somebody with a name, my last name, it always will, you gotta really make sure you say it right, otherwise it could come out terrible. So if anybody's name is mispronounced, I deeply apologize, and I hope you send me a DM on Instagram, tell me how to say it the right way. Back to the top of the order now.
At least I got your last name right, Mason. I knew it from the beginning.
You know, it's my name, and I've had it my whole life. This one hits him. No, it's off of the knob of the bat. Unfortunate break. So instead of a hit by pitch, it's a foul ball. Hits the knob of his bat. But as I was saying, I've had my name my whole life, obviously. So I think it's not hard to say. But when people you meet for the first time, it could be tough. This one's in the dirt.
For sure. I mean, even with my last name, probably both similar situations. At least mine can be mispronounced in, a crazy way.
2-2. Into the screen a little bit late is Bentley, the second baseman. He is 0 for 1 on the day. That's NATO. He's asking Creighton if they have another ball for him, so we don't have to chase one around the whole time.
You could use more than one ball in a baseball game.
This one fills the count 3-2. Mentioned yesterday how I do actually work here, and I'm in the summertime as an umpire, and I always keep 4 balls in my bag on the side, and then check swing. He did not go, so that is a walk for Bentley.
Question for you, Mason. Would you prefer to be on the field in the umpire's position or back here?
It depends. It certainly depends. For a game like this, it's pretty nice, but it's a little bit maybe chilly here in the morning, so it's nice back here. It's a lot warmer back here, but I will say, we haven't really had any problems with the umpires on the field. Nobody's yelling at them or having a hard time, which you would be amazed at how serious it gets sometimes during this one. Another one inside hits Frost on the elbow guard.
He pats at it too. He knew that was coming with the elbow pad.
That's why we wear protection.
Hopefully he's all right.
Seems to be all right. Seems to be good. Oh, but before I was rudely interrupted, you would be amazed at how serious and intense Little League baseball can get. Some of these parents and coaches think it's the World Series, and really it's not. It's your kid's 13 years old. He's not getting drafted tomorrow.
Common thing these days. Even in diapers could be a difficult situation and harsh parents, but sometimes I guess kids like that. I don't know if they do. I didn't like it as a kid. Did you like it as a kid, Mason? Were your parents brutal on you?
I wouldn't say they were brutal. I would say my dad wanted the best for me.
Right.
But I appreciate a little squibber here to first. And over to cover the bag is pitcher Pribula. No, I will say my dad was hard on me when it was the right time, and I appreciate that because I think a lot of kids these days, maybe start to sound old when I say that, but I think a lot of kids, especially that I see, people will tell them, it's okay, it's all right, Timmy, but really it's not all right. Some of these things you see them, they're throwing their gloves or throwing tantrums on the field. That's not all right, and
Yelling at younger refs, Mason. I mean, they're here to do their job and enjoy the game, and not being able to get yelled at each inning.
Well, and as kids, it's different. Obviously, they haven't fully developed and gained understanding. But as an umpire, I always, I remind parents, coaches that want to get upset. I say I get paid the same, whether you win or you lose. I'm just here to, make a couple extra bucks. As Coach Kent Murphy says, make your cheese dog money. If you're aware of Coach Kent. Definitely PG audience, but highly recommend you watch. As Gallante takes a ball.
Well, it's nice when your partner is an umpire and has experience behind the plate. Someone that could...
Line drive to center field. It's going to fall, and that is going to score 1. Here comes the second. The throw is cut off, and Gallante has a 2-out, 2-run single and extends the Creighton lead. They lead it 3-0. Nick Fisher standing in, and Creighton dugout says, "Keep it moving."
3 runs in 3 innings isn't ideal, but we got 4 more innings left.
you mentioned, thanks for helping us out. Today is a doubleheader, so we will play 2 games, but they are only 7 innings. Different from yesterday with a 1-9. We played 2 and 7 today. Nick Fisher, a wave and a miss. And Creighton here today has already surpassed their whole run total through 9 innings yesterday. So the bats were fairly quiet on both sides till the end. Drew Oleshko, the center fielder today, he was at third yesterday, and he hit a home run in left field. Solo shot, so that was one of the 2 from Creighton. And Fisher watches this one skip in the dirt.
Maybe Creighton plays better on Sundays. Who knows? But we got innings left, and they got 3 runs, so they got time to get more. As we got a runner on first.
No time to panic yet for KU. You have to score to win. You can't win with 0, so they already know they've had some work to do, and they scored 5 yesterday. Called strike here to Fisher, and 2 weeks ago when they played Missouri S&T, they hung a 17 low.
One, I believe, as you mentioned, they scored 3 runs late yesterday.
3 runs in the bottom of the 8th.
So it's never too late, as you mentioned.
Call him a night owl, I suppose. Late magic. I think against this Creighton team, you don't want to rely on late inning heroics. As a top of the division Creighton team. Runner in motion, pass ball on ball 4. So obviously with a full count and 2 outs, you have a man in motion, Galante. But he holds it second. And a 2-out walk puts another man in scoring position here for Creighton.
Maybe KU can bank on a walk-off grand slam.
I feel like that's a shot. I feel like you're taking a dig at the team here, my Royals. They got really close last night. They were oh so close, just, not quite close enough. They led 2-0 in the bottom of the 9th inning. And they got 1 out and gave up 6 runs, Estevez did, and a walk-off slam time for Dom Smith. Painful to watch. Maximum disappointment, for sure.
Might be one of the worst ways you can lose a game.
Once I got to a point in that inning, I knew we weren't going to win. I said to my roommate, I said, I hope he goes slam time just for maximum disappointment. And so maybe to send a message that we should have made a change. And 2 pitches later, exactly that happened. And he accused me of looking at the real app on my phone. He's like, no, you knew that was happening. I said, I swear, I really didn't. I get really negative about my teams sometimes when they're disappointing. 3-0 pitch is in there, strike 1, taking all the way.
I completely feel you, Mason. Being a fan of a team, you kind of want to have that sarcasm to be like, I hope they lose this game. Like, they don't deserve to win this game.
No, and you say that, and as we have another walk, so back-to-back walks, Nato will go out and try and slow it down, talk to his pitcher, but whenever you don't deserve to win and you still win, then you're happy and you're like, well, I'm just glad we found a way. But then when you don't deserve to win and you don't win,
Right.
you're happy either way. You always find a way to cope with it and be like, well, we didn't deserve to win anyway, or wow, we didn't deserve to win, but we won. So,
oh, for sure, that feeling that you get where
the duality of fandom.
And the bases are loaded, Mason, as I mentioned earlier.
War flashbacks from what, maybe 10 hours ago? 1-1.
Also on the wrong side of this is KU. They are down 3-0 nothing can really happen here that would be beneficial. Maybe allow 1 run, but
A golden chance for the Blue Jays to break it open.
nice breaking ball there from Pribula.
And this is Brady Schmidt, the batter, the third baseman. We didn't mention, but he's 2-2 and a cold strike 3. You said it best, nasty. Freezes Schmidt, and a huge strikeout keeps the game relatively close. 2 more for Creighton. They lead 3-0 to the bottom of the third. KU is looking to start some magic of their own. Bottom half of the third, KU looks to respond to a 3-0 deficit, and this is the lefty, number 10, Eli Wilson, the center fielder, and he's quickly behind 0-2. So 8-9-1 for the Jayhawks here in the third.
We get some lefty luck here. This KU need something on the board, at least maybe a runner on first, second, third, home.
Little foul ball, barely catches his bat. Statistically, they say it is an advantage for the hitter when you face a pitcher on the opposite side. So, for example, a righty facing a lefty or vice versa. I don't know how much of a difference it makes. Foul tip into the glove. Wilson is down swinging.
That's an interesting point you make. I've definitely heard that. I've heard it from my father. I've heard it on broadcasts, and coming from someone who's played the game, I think it's interesting to get their opinion on it. So that's some helpful feedback and information you gave me there, Mason.
Little foul deflects back into the screen. This is Lane Nato, the catcher. I will say, I don't know how much of a difference it made, but I didn't like facing lefties. Nato chops this one to short. It'll be a tough play. He was able to run it out, and the throw goes to the fence, and Nato will hold there at first.
Ball going all over the place, and he just wanted first. That's all right. Someone's on with only one out, so you take what you can get.
And most importantly out of this, you have your base runner, but you come back to the top of the order. This is O'Doherty, the shortstop. He is 0 for 1.
Drew Meyer, he's been pitching well today. He's only allowed one or two base runners, I feel like.
Well, and I think I would consider that an error on the last one. So 1 hit. It was a tough play, but I think it was a makeable play for Schrag, the shortstop. And O'Doherty with a couple of foul balls. He's just ahead, and he's behind 0-2. We saw Nick Johannes yesterday, the Creighton starter, pitched the entire game.
Wow.
8 innings, gave up 5, which was over 120 pitches. So me and AJ were trying to figure out the logic behind that. We haven't quite figured out.
Pitched all 9, huh?
Well, it was only 8 because they were trailing and they were the away team.
Oh, I see. Looks like Nato's trying to swipe second. It seemed like he was doing that on the first pitch of this at bat, but now he's kind of backing off.
When he burned it down the line. It was going to be tough, like we said, on that ground ball to short, and he was blazing down the line. Not your typical slow catcher.
No, maybe catchers are fast nowadays.
Not a knock on the catchers, but it's just pointing out the facts. That's what we do. We deliver you the information, how it is. You've seen Salvador Perez or Alejandro Kirk.
Well, hopefully John Frost can hear us from back here. He's catching in ball 4.
Base on balls. With the free pass, KU has a man in scoring position. First and second, 1 out for Zach Mall, the lefty left fielder. This one gets by the catcher, comes back to the screen, and if the screen wasn't there, that was coming straight for my nose.
I definitely forgot the screen was there, but as I flinched,
My partner did.
it's early. It's first game for me, so gotta remember that the net's there to protect me, and I'm in no danger, at least as of I know.
Called strike. So the runners move up 90 feet on that wild pitch. A golden opportunity with a 2-hole for KU to get on the board. Maul watches this one on the outside half of the plate.
Need to get someone here, Mason. Need to get someone in to score. Second, third, only 1 out, so you got to capitalize here. Sac fly at least, fielder's choice.
This is a ground ball to the pitcher. Gets through his 5-hole. The second baseman will throw it to first, and it's a sac ground out, and there you have it. We're on the board.
It seems like the ground balls is what Drew Meyer is succeeding on right now. So maybe they just need to find a hole in the infield and score some runs.
And you can't be mad at that. You executed what you wanted. You got a ground ball. So they'll just say, hey, that's part of it. It's obviously really hard to pitch a shutout.
Right.
But like you mentioned, great job just to get one. But with a man standing 90 feet away, you'd love to have another one.
Well, Lynn, I don't know how much of a chance pitcher Meyer had, but the ball was knocked right back at him on the ground. But I don't believe he was prepared after the pitch.
He was definitely rushed. This is Justin Orloff, the designated hitter. He's behind 1 and 2 in protect mode, trying to fight something into the outfield and get another run. He chases in the dirt. Throw down to first, retires Orloff. That'll end the inning. KU is on the board. They still trail 3-1. We are back, ready to go in the fourth. 3-1, Creighton. Pribula out there for another inning of work. 1-1 count. 2.
If he can hold Creighton to 3 runs, that wouldn't be a horrible outing, as 3 earned runs isn't terrible.
Certainly have to score more than 3 to win, you would expect. So if you hold them to 3, that's not much to complain about. There's Guffey, first baseman, and a 5-pitch walk, and a leadoff walk. And so through the last 4 hitters, 3 of them have gotten on by way of the free pass, and you never want to give a walk to the bottom of that order.
They're definitely just a free base.
Yeah, you're cool.
And the pitching staff guy who chooses what happens for the club team.
Well, and we saw yesterday, both pitchers were over 120 pitches, so I don't think there's much of a bullpen death.
Right.
The sack bunt. Pribula goes to first, and the sacrifice works perfectly. They'll trade an out for 90 feet.
120 pitches is asinine for, pro pitchers, even NCAA pitchers. I've seen it done though. I remember Gage Wood last year, absolute lights out pitcher for Arkansas. I believe he pitched 120 pitches. So
My shoulder hurts thinking about it. No, that's not for me. I'll give you 90.
120 is a different level of, who knows.
120 is next level arm stiffness on the next day.
My partner probably knows a lot more about how that would feel. I think the most pitches I've had was around 40, so.
Top of the order. This is Colin Bentley. He's at a 1-1 count. This one misses inside.
Another high pitch. Another outside pitch here. And you preach not having base runners, obviously, but there is a base open, maybe to help out the force. Because that's what he's going to do.
That is exactly what happens, and here comes, I believe, McGovern to talk it over.
Looks like Pribula's got it. He wants it, and he's going to send the coach right back to the dugout. Hopefully he can take command here with 1 out and 2 on.
Another high one. Big on the release point when you're missing high like that, and you just fraction of a second hang on. Another bunt, another square at least, and he pulls it back as it's not close.
Looks like Pribula is a bit frustrated right now. I'm sure he's trying to get it down the strike zone and probably in his head a little bit.
Definitely losing that command. And he misses again wide. .30.
Wow.
And a called strike.
Wow. That looked a little outside, but
I'm right on that edge. I would have called it.
Right
on
it's
that edge
close
of the
enough.
plate. I think it was close to swing. Especially I feel like when you're struggling the way he is, throw him a bone.
I mean, my umpire partner, he knows much more about me, so or about umpiring. So if he'd call it, then I guess it's
Umpires are always right.
right.
Payoff pitch. Ball 4.
Umpires, they always get a ton of scrutiny, especially now with ABS system and MLB, and it seems like these umpires are. There's clips going on social media of these ABS challenges and umpires being wrong, and you gotta marvel umpires and the new type of criticism they may receive from players and members of the ball clubs.
Called strike on that outer half of the plate to Oleshko.
If you can find a way to paint that outer half, I don't believe these Creighton hitters are going to hit that, and they're not looking at it either.
Little jam shot off the knob, and it barely falls over. They go for the force at home, and they got him, and Nato puts the tag on him anyways. He didn't need to. The bases were loaded. That was Jeffers over there at third, and it was a little flare, and he was playing in, so it lands just behind him, but he's able to recover and make the play, and they cut down the run at home. So huge to keep them off the board, at least for now.
He made that play a lot closer than it needed to be. He just needed to tap on the plate, but at least he got him out. That's all that matters.
Bases loaded, 2 down, and this one breaks in there for Guillante. That is Carter Guillante, the left fielder. Owen is in the dirt, and a nice block there.
I like that decision too
Nato.
from Jeffers to nice throw home, and knowing that it is a force, so he didn't just needed to throw it to the catcher, and now we got 2 outs and no run.
In the air, center field. Couple of steps back. Oh my goodness. That is Wilson. That is not good as it lands behind him. He didn't put a good read on the ball. And 3 runs are going to score. And Creighton has blown it open. And you hate to see it. You feel for the pitcher.
Well, it's so tough, Mason, when basically the whole game, no balls are going to the outfield, and then the most important part of the game, he skies one in the sun to Wilson. So that's just a tough situation.
Certainly wasn't the easiest of plays, and again, we don't have the greatest vantage point, but from where we are behind the plate, I think you would have liked to have seen him make that play.
I wonder if it did get lost in the sun. It looked like he had it, and then when it came down, he kind of just jabbed at it, and the ball just hit the ground.
Pribula comes back with a 3-pitch strikeout to end the inning, but the damage has been done. 3 more for the Blue Jays. They lead it 6-1. Bottom of the fourth, ready to go here. KU has some work to do. They trail by 5. This is Alex Raylene standing in that cleanup spot, looking to get some sort of a rally going. And he sends this one high in the air, shallow left center field. Coming in is Gayante. He makes the play 1 away.
Left fielder there was ready to make that play.
And Raylene just a tad bit under it and sent it a mile in the sky. If he had got on top of it just a hair more, I think it would have been a line drive base hit. Called strike 2 the McGovernor. The second baseman today. Fouls this one off to that dugout on the Creighton side.
Is that what you boys call him, McGovernor?
That is what the nickname he has been given. It's the nickname he's had since last year, and he's one of like the representatives of the team, you could say. As he watches this one freeze him backwards K and another strikeout for Meyer. That is the name that he's been given. So I've just picked it up and gone along with it. I think it's a great name, especially considering he is the governor of this team, I guess you could say. Brody Jeffers.
They needed him there, but no worries. There's still a little bit of time. You want to cut into the lead here for sure. 6-1. You can't go in the last inning down 5.
Two balls and a strike to the KU third baseman. Rather smooth sailing most of the day for Drew Meyer, the Blue Jays right-hander.
There it is.
This one is yanked down the left field line. That's a fair ball. Jeffers rounds first, and he is standing up with a double at second base.
Best hit I've seen all day for the Jayhawks.
I believe it is the second hit of the day.
The best of 2, not many to choose from.
2-out hit, 2-out scoring, runner in scoring position now. They need to cash in, and this is number 26, Carson K., the right fielder. A wave and a miss. This one gets past Frost. And Jeffers moves up 90 feet to third base. And a ball and a strike.
Jayhawk bench trying to pump up Carson K here. Maybe he can send one over the fence.
One, two. The offering chopped and pulled just a bit foul. Over towards Schmidt, the third baseman. Another 1-2 try from Drew Meyer. Misses outside.
Big hit here needed from Carson.
2-2. Just misses outside. Close one, but against the better judgment. A nice eye. Full count. in a good battle.
There it is.
And K will win the battle. He battles all the way back, works the walk. Now runners on the corners.
If you're Meyer, you would take a walk. It's not the worst scenario.
Take base runners any way you can get them. And this is Eli Wilson, the center fielder. And a hack and a miss at the first pitch he sees. And what a way this would be. Sorry to interrupt. What a way this would be to pick up, recover yourself after that misplay in center field last inning. This one's in the dirt. Jeffers will hold it third. Now they throw it away. Now Jeffers does come in to score. And motoring around third is Carson K. And a costly mistake. Frost threw it into left field. 2 runs will score.
Massive mistake there. The throw didn't really seem necessary, and he did it, and it was, I don't know if the third baseman was just not expecting the throw or if it was a bad throw.
No, you're right. You just didn't need that. You did not need to risk it. They throw it away, and it cost them 2 runs. Sky-high pop-up, slicing into shallow center field, but it's Oleshko, makes the grab, and so what could have been
a massive 3 runs there, Mason. Just given to him, honestly, and you'll take that, and it's only a 3-run game.
To the top of the 5th we go, 6-3 Creighton. Top of the 5th inning. New arm to tell you about. We'll get there in just a second. As Alex Villegas takes a called first strike. This is Emmett O'Keefe. And a ground ball to second. McGovern Fields flips to first.
That was smooth, Mason. That was smooth. That looked good.
2 pitches, 1 out. Call that efficiency in the business.
I like the decision from the Jayhawks to make a pitching change at that point. They're trying to get some momentum to shift, and they got those 2 runs, and maybe O'Keefe can fire him up here.
And as you say that,
as he gets pelted,
Grady Schmidt gets beamed in the back. So another free pass.
You love the announcer's curse, the announcer's
It never goes away. It's always there. Happened probably 5 times at minimum yesterday with AJ and myself. The tall, curly-haired right-hander deals the first pitch high and a back pick at first as Schmidt dives in safely.
So you were having a conversation earlier, Mason. It appears that they were having a toss with the pigskin by the third base side. Telling me that helps. You can explain it because I don't have that knowledge that you do.
So you'll see pitchers with warming up with the football sometimes. I did it a few times, but it helps. There's a high pop up that didn't see it, but here it is. You hear it thud behind us, so you're safe. But the football is nice because it helps loosen up your shoulder, and because obviously it has a lot more weight when you're throwing it than a baseball. Baseball weighs 5 ounces. Football weighs a little more. But when you finally start to throw that baseball, it feels like you're throwing a BB, and it's just overall a nice way to help loosen up.
We've seen Creighton do it. We have not seen the Jayhawks do it yet. Maybe they don't need pitching help.
And Guffey is on with a walk.
I've seen an array of ways pitchers warm up. I've seen the classic Paul Skeens warm-ups. I don't know if you've seen those, Mason, but
The plyometrics, plyo balls.
Right. And
The
then
water
with
bag.
Yeah. That's the one I was thinking of. But there's you don't want to throw out your arms, so anything it takes, to be safe and make sure you can dominate the best you can on the mound.
So after a couple of free passes, it's the 9-hole. Charlie Schrog, the shortstop. And he's ahead 2-0 now. So in danger of walking the bases loaded after a hit by pitch and a base on balls. This one is right down Broadway. He's back in the zone. Hopefully he can stay there. But he's trying to claw back into it as O'Keefe, and it's a 2-1 count. This one close, but misses just away.
Some of these pitches are right over the plate, Mason. It looks like he had one earlier that was high. Obviously a shorter batter, so the strike zone shrinks a little bit. But it seemed like that last pitch was a pretty good pitch. Oh.
Maybe a make-up pitch there. Schrog throws his bat thinking it's a walk.
Ump doesn't like that. Would you like that, Mason, if someone threw their bat like
I
that?
don't think that was out of ill will. I don't think he was trying to show him up. But sometimes it happens, and when you do, that strike zone gets about twice as big. Anything close is getting called.
That's what my point was, honestly, is I don't believe he was doing it with any malicious intent, but you see that as an ump, and I was just curious asking you if, you kind of call this, you expand the strike zone a little bit, or, maybe it doesn't affect you at all, and you move on.
Try to let it go the best you can. In the meantime, it didn't matter. Schrag took a walk and back to the top, Colin Bentley, and first base coach says to take your time and get your pitch. Here's that one that breaks in there. But with the bases loaded and only one out, you have the top of the order coming up. You don't want to force anything. You don't want to swing at a pitch that isn't perfect, especially against a guy like O'Keefe who's been struggling with command so far. Chopper back to the pitcher. O'Keefe goes to the plate, force, and they get the force at the plate, and that's all they will get. And again, Nato tried to put the tag on him. And I think that might have cost him a double play. Took him about 2 extra seconds. Obviously, with the bases loaded, you don't need to tag him. It's a force at the plate. You step on the bag.
Well, it appeared there that maybe he thought he was going to turn around and try to turn 2 that way, but it didn't appear that Nato was ready for the play at the plate. O'Keefe kind of surprised him, but at least he did it in time. And as you mentioned earlier, it's only a force, so he just needed to tap the bag. And you want the double play, but at least there's no run.
At the bare minimum, no runs came in.
What a stop!
This one's in the dirt.
Good blocker save there.
Absolutely. Crucial to keep it in front of you and be a wall here. You don't want to give them any free runs after the free passes. This one misses up and in, and
it seems like Creighton's been getting almost double to triple the base runners as the Jayhawks have had.
Well, and that's the main side effect of where the pitching has been today. Of us not up to par. 3-0. He's taking all the way, but this one is in the zone. And honestly, I think you might take again.
Yeah, I was just about to say I don't know if I would swing the bat here. It appears, a few walks already this inning.
He is swinging, and he sends a little flare that's going to fall into shallow left field. 2 more will score. A 2-out, 2 RBI single.
And Mason, that ball was inside, but he turned on it, and beautiful hitting is scored 2 there.
Nice piece of hitting it was. And that was John Frost, the catcher, with a little bloop shot.
Maybe you heard us talking about catchers being slow and wanted to show us that they can hit too.
Had to get his get back.
Okay.
So now Oleshko, the center fielder, standing in with the home run yesterday. Runner at first takes off. The throw is cut off, but he didn't field it cleanly. And it looked like number 18 on third, Bentley, was going to come home, but he froze. But that was a set play.
It looked like the ball just died there. I thought that was going to roll into the right field. Just died, and
this one was sent out towards the street, and you hear it land on the awning that is covering the bleachers. One to Oleshko. This one skips in before the plate. 2-1. 2 men in scoring position with 2 down. In the 3-hole at the plate, and you got to have it here. You don't want to risk any more. He spikes another one.
Well, I don't know how much this applies, but again, there's an open base. You would take that if you can. You don't want to pitch one right down the middle, Mason, unless there's something I don't know that you want to talk to me about.
No, but you got to find the zone, and we'll take a brief pause here as this breaking ball caught Nato. Looks to me in a place no man wants to be hit, so we'll give him all the time he needs. But in the meantime, I think to some extent your point of having a base open does kind of apply, but also when you've been struggling with command this much, you have to find the zone at some point. And it's been 4 free passes this inning.
Definitely. I mean, you're absolutely right. You don't want to keep putting runners on and not finding the command, not finding the zone, and then all of a sudden, you know, 3 runners are scored and you're in double digits for runs.
Called strike 3.
Leshko has something to say to the ump there, but
He doesn't agree. It looked all right to me, but obviously he is a lot closer than I am.
right.
But a huge turn there for O'Keefe to get out of it. 2 more for Creighton. They lead 8-3 to the bottom of the 5th in just a moment.
yeah, because we still have what, 2 more?
Moving along in the bottom of the 5th, our batteries are on their last live, trying to go. This one's chopped to third. It's a fair ball, tough play, and he throws off his back foot. That is Brady Schmidt over at third, and what a play that was.
I thought he was going to be safe there by a mile. That was a heck of a play.
That was on Nato, the catcher, and he's robbed of a hit. So back to the top of the order is O'Doherty.
Meyer's still going strong here for Creighton. I mean, why not, right?
Keep it moving.
I mean, those 2 runs were they might be. Actually, I don't know if those runs earned, Mason.
If they're walks, they're earned.
Right. Yeah.
They're earned runs. You earned that. Unearned is only on errors.
But I mean, I don't believe that really affected Meyer at all. It's just kind of errors from the fielding.
Chopper to third, another play for Schmidt. This one's much easier. Hard ground ball just right to him. And there's quickly 2 away. So for Zach Mull, the left fielder. In between innings, we were looking at the laptop, and for whatever reason, I was fully charged when we got here. And I don't know why, but the battery is draining at a much faster rate today than it was yesterday. We're already below 50%. And yesterday in our 9-inning game, I burned 70% of my battery.
Wow.
Tough play, and it's going to be Maul beating out the throw for an infield single and a 2-out hit.
Well, when you're running a stream and the scorebook, it's a lot on the laptop. So 70% going through in 9 innings that's substantial amount of battery there.
Well, and yesterday's game ended, I think, around the 2-hour, 12-minute mark, and that was a full 9 innings. We're here at the bottom of the 5th, so just halfway through, just past it, and we're already at 97 minutes time that we've been live for. So definitely, and that's going to happen. We've had 11 runs scored already, so a lot more action going on.
Entertaining game to say the least.
Maul takes off, and he's going to swipe second with ease. The throw goes into center field, and Maul will stay put at second.
I mean, I'm looking at that as Jayhawks, and I'm like, all right, we can get on. And that throw didn't look great, so maybe we could swipe a few bases and get in the scoring position. Although you need 5 of them, so it's gonna take more than just stealing.
You need to score for sure, so you gotta be careful. You don't want to just go all willy-nilly, and as my mom likes to say, it's one of her terms. But you don't want to go all willy-nilly and be too. You gotta be smart with it. You can't be getting thrown out.
I don't know.
But if it's there, you can take it.
Right. I don't know if I would swipe third. That's a little bit more of a catcher-friendly throw. As
90-foot throw versus a 127-foot throw to second.
As Orloff
37
takes
feet closer.
first there, Mason. And the runners are on for Kansas. That's something that they've struggled with early, but seeming in the...
Here he goes to take third. He's in there safely.
Wow. And then
It looked to me like he was out.
It did, and Orloff swiped second. Great base running.
To act as a trailer and a double steal. Maybe a break for the Jayhawks there.
And as we were saying, the throw a lot easier for a catcher to third, and it looked like it was on time, and maybe he got his hand in there. Which again, we don't have the angle that the umpires have, so we're just gazing from behind the plate.
Maybe a bit of a swim move.
Right.
Tough to tell. Chopper to the pitcher. Easy play for Meyer. He flips it to first, so no damage after a threatening end of the 5th inning with a couple of runners in scoring position. They can't scratch him across. The score remains the same, 8-3 to the 6th. Here we go for the 6th, and barring anything extreme, we have 2 innings left in this first game of the doubleheader. O'Keefe still out there for the Jayhawks, and he breaks a curveball in the zone to Gallante for strike 1. This one misses just barely away.
And let me ask you, Mason, is it going to be top 9th, bottom 9th, or is this the last inning? Top 7th, bottom 7th, excuse me.
Because KU is the home team, they will
go bottom 7th?
They will play the 7th. Home team gets to bat last, unless they score 5 or 6, actually, in the bottom of the 6th. If they take the lead in the bottom of the 6th. Right? Well, no.
Is there no mercy rule?
But if they take the lead in the bottom of the 6th, the top of the 7th would be the last if Creighton doesn't score. But we got a lot to go to that point.
I get what you're saying. I think I was just asking if when we were ending, but I got that answer, so 8-3 Creighton.
Full count. Little squibber. Doesn't spin back fair, so it stays foul. Originally, we had planned to do 2 games, both of them. But with our battery struggles and unexpected, really, I have never had this happen before. I don't know if I'm running a couple more things on my laptop today to help me stay organized. Here's a sky-high pop-up back towards us, and it lands on our heads. Got a roof, nice roof over us, a brilliant roof. Keeps us safe.
So it's okay if it lands on our heads in that way.
So yeah, we're running a couple of extra bits of software today to hopefully help us stay organized, and that has drained the battery like we did not expect.
Oh, no swing.
Leadoff walk for Gallante.
When you get a pitch up high and in there, sometimes you accidentally check swing and, just kind of protect yourself.
Almost in self-defense.
Right. And there, he was awarded the base, which is good news for Creighton.
Or it looks really ugly sometimes when you fully do swing.
Right.
The Trevor Bauer kind of invented the sword.
Yeah.
Looks like you're swinging a sword at the ball. I never did the sword celebration. I thought it was not cool because everyone did it.
Or did you just not strike out anybody?
Yeah. I never had the ability. I did have some strikeouts, but I had command. I wasn't blowing anybody out of the water, so I relied a lot on my defense, and my defense helped me out.
Right. Oh, I bet you had some strikeouts. So.
I had some.
But yeah, sword's cheesy, right? Come up with another Sally.
I'm a big fan of letting everyone. I like all my teammates equally, so I want them to be able to have some fun, enjoy the game. So I let them make some plays too.
Send one to the outfield or the infield.
This one almost hits Fisher. It's ball 4 nonetheless, and another free pass, and that will be. Looks like day done for O'Keefe. They'll come out to talk to him.
Seems like that whole sequence was just pitches thrown at the batter. I don't know how close a pitch got to the plate there.
And it is day done for Emmett O'Keefe, so that'll bring in. Looks like they're going for the lefty Max Rosenkrantz for KU. The tall left-hander wearing number 6. We'll keep it here while he warms up. I've got a story to tell you about Max. When I was in Creighton, we were at Omaha last year. We roomed with him, me and Trevor. And it ended up being Max was a third roommate that we had. I slept on the floor. Trevor had a bed.
How nice of you, Mason.
And let Max have a bed because he was pitching the next day. It was Saturday night. He didn't play on Saturday during the day. And he was slated to start the game Sunday morning. And he did just that, and he did just fine. He had the best performance of the weekend out of any of the Kansas pitchers, I would say. How much Max remembers, I don't know.
I mean, you got to give both pitchers the bet there. I mean, you as a pitcher yourself, maybe get
Trevor was, there was only one pitcher. So it was just me and Trevor, and Trevor's like, I'll share. And I said, I'll just take the floor. So I took the extra sheets,
he
couple of pillows.
The baseball player treatment anymore.
I'm just regular folk now, so. But it was a good time. We had a lot of fun. Some good memories. It was a good time. So Max comes in the cleanup role, trying to keep this game right where it is, with men on first and second.
Trying to make this game at least winnable right now for the Jayhawks. 5 runs is going to be a lot for 2 innings, but the Braves did it last night with 4 runs, so.
That is a great point. The Braves actually scored 6 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning, and the maximum amount the Royals could have lost by. So my dad texted last night and said, if you're going to do anything, be great at it. And obviously joking, but the Royals were great at losing by the maximum amount they could have last night. And thankfully for Carlos Estevez, he could have only given up 6 runs. Obviously 2 to tie it, and the walk-off grand slam ended the game. And they only got 1 out. So if it was any other inning, it would have been in a world of trouble because they gave up 6 runs with only 1 out. Back to our game. First offering from Rosencrantz is in there for strike 1. The first time we've seen so far a lefty-lefty matchup. It's Alex Villegas.
Which they say benefits the hitter.
Benefits the pitcher.
Benefits the pitcher.
Biggest squares to bunt, and it's right back to Rosencrantz. He'll spin, throw to first, and the sacrifice works to perfection. As both runners move up 90 feet, second and third with 1 out. They say that it benefits the pitcher to be on the same side because he gets an extra fraction of a second to hide the ball. Tougher to see the ball for the hitter till the last second. From the windup, Rosencrantz deals. And this is Brady Schmidt. He takes a wave and a miss.
Back to lefty-righty, so...
We will see that most of the way. It's strange to me, and even when I played in elementary school, middle school, and high school, through my entire life, and it seems like there's barely anybody that's left-handed anymore. Sky-high pop-up, straightaway center field.
There we go.
Wilson makes the grab. The runners will tag. Here's another one, a sac fly for Brady Schmidt, and it's 9-3 Creighton.
Creighton kind of batting around the Jayhawks today. Well, honestly, a lot of it's walks, I feel like, Mason. It's the walks and then, the sac flies, and there's been a few hits, but it's really hurt you with the walks.
As a pitcher myself, I will tell you, it is never good. Never want to have the walks, but as a Royals fan myself, I can tell you exactly, since we've alluded to it a few times last night. In the 9th inning, a leadoff walk, and we've told you by now how that game ended up. So, you can't be giving out free passes. As crazy as it sounds, it hurts when you let people score who didn't hit the ball.
Right. They got to hit the ball, I made sure to come here today, Mason, and give you a little bit of our time about the Royals game.
I will say, I know you're a Cubs fan. and actually got to take the chance to head out to Wrigley Field last year to watch the Royals play the Cubs.
How was that game?
It ended quite wonderfully. We won 12-3.
Oh, okay.
Now you're going to say, well, where was your playoff spot? And I will tell you that we did not have that. But that's okay.
I won't go there today, Mason. Maybe not.
Because at the end of the day, neither one of us won the World Series, so nobody really cares.
Exactly, and as someone, who knows people who either a Dodgers fan or even a fan of, the Chiefs or the Seahawks, it's you get those bickers all the time. You get those arguments all the time where, we made the playoffs but still not good enough, and then you allude to history and saying we won this many times, and there's always
A little cheese move. I'm not sure what that was. It's kind of bush league in my opinion, but it's club baseball, so take with it what you will. But the runner on first dove in the middle of the base paths and kind of threw Rosencrantz off. He stepped off, kind of unaware of what was going on, and the runner on third took home. So say what you want about it. I think it's bush league, but hey, this is club baseball, so we don't take it nearly as serious. And like we said, it's people having fun.
Well, absolutely kind of shocked that worked, because
A line drive right to second, ends the inning. Finish up what you were going to say.
shocked how that worked, because it looked like they kind of read the play well, and then it was just another kind of a poor throw to third, and then just they got a run off of that, and the Creighton dugout was elated. They thought it worked, and it worked for the most part.
Thought it was kind of cheesy, but hey, what are you going to do? 10-3 Creighton to the bottom of the sixth. KU is in dire need of some scoring. Bottom of the sixth, we go. 7-run lead for the Blue Jays. Owen McGovern, the second baseman, standing in, takes a first pitch ball. And this game today, I know you weren't around for it, Luke, but looks a lot like what we saw last year up in Omaha.
Did Creighton prevail in those games?
All three of them. Creighton actually won the conference that we were in. in the NCBA for the Club Baseball Association, and they lost in the World Series to Penn State. That game was played in St. Louis. If AJ's listening, he was able to provide me with that stat last night. So I'll give it again. Much appreciated, AJ, if you're here. So yes, Creighton was among the best of the best, and they certainly showed that when we were up there in Omaha last year. Around the same time. Wave and a miss for McGovern, and it's a K to start the inning.
Yeah, definitely a dominant performance here from Creighton. I mean, the 3 runs were kind of those error, whippy runs, and Creighton's over here with 10 runs, so definitely Myers is doing a great job pitching for Creighton. And you would take those 3 runs if you're Myers, especially if you got 10 runs as your team on the board.
You might say he's pumping, he's humming Chad. He is wheeling and dealing. He's in a groove. He's on a heater.
Yeah, keep going.
Anyway, you chalk it up. He has played rather nicely today, and he's quickly ahead of Brody Jeffers here, 0-2. This one misses away. It's 1-2.
Let me get some type of miracle here. I won't count the Jayhawks out.
Well, we saw yesterday they were down. They weren't out. You can't ever count anybody out, and this is baseball, and at that, this is club baseball, and that's our motto. It's club baseball. As much as we joke about it, it's true because you really never know what you're going to see. A little pop-up, shallow right field. It's the second baseman, Bentley, camped under it. Rather easy play.
Creighton just cool, calm, and collected in the field. It seems each play, each pop fly is just fielded just smoothly, and it seems like they've been doing this for the past 15 years, Mason.
It's been a few web gems, a couple of cans of corn, easy pop-ups, but a couple of web gems, nice plays. Notably, Schmidt at third on that back foot throw that he made across the diamond. He zipped it to retire NATO.
Right.
1-1 count to Carson K.
That was a phenomenal play. I was not expecting that.
Checked his swing. That one misses up. 2-1. Wind's starting to pick up just a little bit from right to left field. Old Glory out in center field. The beautiful Stars and Stripes helping us out with that stat.
And then I believe the National Guard flag?
That is the Kansas State flag.
Kansas State flag.
I'll cut you a break on that one. You're from Colorado, so you don't know that yet.
I don't. I do know the Colorado State flag. I was about to say I don't know if I know that, but I do. And I also was saying that off of, I believe the Armory of the National Guard is right around here.
Yes, you are right. You helped me out, but I was gonna give you that. Just a couple 100 feet from the right field foul pole is one of the Kansas National Guard armories.
Flag is deep center too, so deep center field, a little bit hard to see. But if Kansas natives are gonna know.
On the ground to first. Guffey is there. That will end the inning. So to the 7th we go. Creighton leads it by that same number. Top of the 7th. Barring a large comeback from KU, this will be the last inning we have on the stream for you. Max Rosencrantz first pitch in deals low. And I wanted to take a second to talk about this. As Luke mentioned, we have the National Guard Armory out in right field. Obviously, if you've been paying attention, there's a chopper to third. He can't make the play, and it's going to roll into left field for a base hit. As I was saying, obviously, if you've paid any attention at all to the news over the last 29 nowadays, you've seen there's been a lot going on in the Middle East, and one of my good buddies, Charlie Nolting, in the Air National Guard, he's abroad serving us right now. So just want to take a quick moment to say thank you to all of our brave men and women serving us all abroad the country, all around the world. And we hope this ends soon and that you can come home safely. So thank you for that. In the meantime, a pass ball comes to us here behind, hits the padding, and we'll move up 90 feet.
Well said, Mason. Well said.
Grandpa Murray, Uncle Chad served in the Army. So come from sort of a military background.
I had a grandfather who served as well, I believe, in the Vietnam War, so, you gotta tip your cap to those who sacrificed their lives for us. And the reason we have such a beautiful country.
We're here broadcasting baseball because of them, so I don't think that they get as much respect as they reserve sometimes. Here's a sliding play by Raylene over in foul territory, and a tip of the cap there to him. He gets some claps for it.
There's a web gem for the Jayhawks. Maybe that'll spark a 7-run, 8-run bottom of the 7th inning.
Well, you can't score 7 at once, so hey, get them on, get them over, get them in. You chip away, score 1 at a time, get 2, couple of bloops, couple of blasts.
Club baseball is the place to have those errors, put the ball in play, see what happens. Which, could be the logic for even the pro leagues and collegiate baseball. Put the ball in play, see what happens.
Can't score if you don't make contact, mostly. Obviously, we've seen a couple of runs scored off of walks, so I suppose. But it's not a good standpoint to live by, and you can't win games without hitting. I believe it's happened once where a team has thrown a no-hitter and lost. I believe that was in the last 15 years. It was the Pirates and the Reds. The Pirates were the home team, and they had a no-hitter and ended up losing from an error.
Which is an unbelievable stat. You as the hitting department of the team, you gotta wonder why we let our pitcher down like that. That's because, like you said, that's what happened once in history.
One that I know, I'm sure it's maybe happened a couple of times, is here's a 4-pitch walk to Drew Oleshko, and so far what we've seen this series, I don't blame that. You don't really want to pitch to him. I'm sure in the 125 odd years of baseball, I'm sure more than that, it's happened. But at least that's one of the time off I know from the tip of my cap, off the top of my head, that I remember. Runners on the corners. First pitch to Carter Gallante is just a bit wide.
Well, if that's happened, there's no way that's happened more than maybe 2 to 3 times. But just, you gotta take a look at yourselves as a team if that happens.
Gotta feel like it's at least highly rare and probably not a stat pitchers enjoy seeing ever. I would be really upset if that happened to me.
Well, I believe Paul Skeens is a phenomenal pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates. His Pittsburgh Pirates are not great at hitting the ball, and I believe he's had many games where he's allowed maybe 1, 2 hits, and he still gets the loss in the game, getting like 11 strikeouts. So
That one was at us, and yes, we both dove out of the way of that one. Just as quick as I was making jokes, I'm also a fall victim of diving out of the way of the ball when there's a screen in front of us.
I think we were ready there. I think if the screen wasn't there, I think we would have been good. I maybe would have caught it. Who knows?
Always ready. This one is golfed down the left field line towards the wall. It's off the warning track, and it bounces over the fence for a ground rule double that will score one more. And with one out, there are men on second and third, and Creighton adds another to their tally. That is now 11.
Batting practice here right now for Creighton.
And we saw yesterday on that home run from Oleshko, it wasn't obvious to anybody that it was one fair or two went over the wall on the fly. It was ruled a home run nonetheless. That one was obvious. Here's one sent to right field. The runners will tag. Catch is made. The throw is cut off. Another run will score. And another one moves 90 feet to third. So it is 12-3 with 2 down.
And you wonder the stat with the KU club baseball team, how many 9-run comebacks they've had in their history.
I will go out on a limb and say, well, I know for sure in the amount of time that I have been here, a grand total of 0.
Right.
So there's always a first for everything. Hopefully the battery complies with that request in the laptop. It would be a shame if we didn't see that. This one nicks off of Villegas' maybe arm or jersey. You could hear it, but the ball didn't make enough of a change of direction to be obvious. Nonetheless, it is a hit batter, another free pass on the day.
I think I'd be really disappointed if KU comes back and starts putting together runs and the computer dies. I think I would be a little bit heartbroken.
I would light my computer on fire if that happened.
We'd have to get Mason a new computer if that happened.
I don't have the money for a new computer yet, so I'll have to contain my displeasure with it, but maybe later on in the world I'll have billions of dollars and be able to break a $1,000 laptop with no remorse.
First ever $1 billion broadcaster. That'd be something.
I was watching opening day on Netflix, and they were in the Giants broadcast booth, and they had the camera in there. They came to see, and they had some decorations and some artwork on the wall. And one of the quotes from longtime Giants broadcasters says, "I can't believe we get paid to do this." And I think it's insane and cool and awesome that hopefully one day all of us are broadcasting sports. And I think it's
true gift.
It's a bonus. You get to watch baseball and you get paid to do it. And so how could you complain at that? You could pay me hot dogs and hamburgers and a Coke every game, and I'd still do it.
Right. I mean, we're doing it just with our friendship right now, Mason. So.
We're chucking up shots right now in the gym, getting the practice in. Bottom of the 7th, here in a minute. KU trails by 9.
say, baby.
That is not good. That is terrible. Ready to go here in the 7th inning, bottom of the 7th, last hacks for KU. They've got a big mountain to climb, and it's Seth Austin in to pitch for Creighton, looking to shut it down, and he zings this first one down the middle for a called strike one, and that had some zip on it. Nice heater. This one's chopped right back to him. In a little PFP, pitchers are athletes, pitcher fielding practice. Nice play there. Got to give credit when credit is due, and a beautiful play to rob Nato of a hit as he punched that one right back up the middle. Couldn't get it past Austin.
Beautifully executed game here for Creighton.
This one misses away. So mentioned before, but in the case you're new here, this is the only game we'll be doing today. Originally, we had planned for 2. This one's a little flare, soft liner, that falls into the triangle in between the right fielder, the center fielder, and the second baseman. Kind of in no man's land. It falls for a hit. We were talking. We don't have the battery. We don't have the facilities for that big man. If you've heard of that one, one of the memes. We don't have the battery power to last another 7 innings. For whatever reason, it's just been completely drained today. So yes, I do not have the facilities for that big man.
We don't got the real estate.
1-0. Back to the pitcher again, this time second, on to first. It's not in time, so it'll be score that 1-6 put out. From the pitcher to the shortstop covering the bag. Almost turned the double play, but once again, a nice play by the pitcher. 2 down in the 7th. This is Justin Orloff representing the last chance for KU. I've seen crazier things than 9 runs before getting it out.
Oh, have you?
Ping down the line.
That might be as crazy as it gets.
One of the craziest things I've seen is a major league pitcher who's a closer who doesn't top 9, who didn't break 93 once, and blew a 2-0 lead in the 9th inning, gave up 6 runs and lost on a walk-off grand slam. How do I know that? Because it happened last night.
I was about to say, when did that happen?
Just bad news all around. You're so close. And what do you say?
Typically, situations like this, for the big leaguers, sometimes they put in a position player to pitch to the end of the game.
Don't want to waste the.
Club baseball, not quite the same. Everyone needs to be preserved, just in case.
Well, in club baseball too, you don't really have standout POs per se. You don't have somebody who's only pitches. Maybe Rosencrantz. I've only ever seen him pitch, but a lot of your pitchers are also multi-purpose fielders or
right. They didn't get the treatment you did.
Base coaches or
being the PO for your high school team, I believe, at some point.
We had a couple of POs for my club team and my high school team. I was one of 4. I was the coolest of the 4.
It must have been pretty special.
I was the specialist of them 4. No, all good friends. We had good times out in the bullpen, watching the game, cheering for the guy who was pitching. So it was good. Good memories as a 4-pitch walk to Alex Raylene and hands it to the McGovernor, who has maybe the start of something.
He's got the nickname for it, so it's stars are aligning.
From the windup, Seth Austin nicks this one back at us, and it hits. Not sure what that is. If that's some kind of sign standing between us and the screen, but it would have never gotten to us. The screen's still there. This one skied into left center field. Galante is over, makes the grab that will end the inning and the ball game, and the final score is Creighton 12, KU 3. So one more game on tap for the second half. We will not be here. From my partner, Luke Neerling, my name is Mason Kuntz. Glad to have you out, Luke. It was great. Hopefully we'll have you back soon, but we'll talk to you next time. So long from 3-2 Baseball Complex.